Hello everyone, my name is Gordon for Kite Reviews, and today we're looking at this kite. It's an HQ kite. I think it's just called a Fox. I bought it at Kitty Hawk Kites for about $30, I think at $31, something like that. Yeah, let's get into the review. So it's from HQ Kites, and so this is the packaging you get with it, which is actually pretty effective. Clear plastic on the front, some sort of nylon on the back. It works great, holds the thing. It also has an integrated pocket here for the ready-to-fly reel that just comes in the package. I think that's a really clever solution. I like that quite a bit. The packaging I would definitely describe as more than adequate for this kite. I love this kite actually a lot. And that's against my usual rules, which are, I dislike kites that are going for a theme too hard. I like kites to embrace their kiteness. There's almost always this compromise between like making it look like a fighter jet and making it work like a kite. And that just, I don't like that compromise. I'm not really interested in that compromise. And so I tend to shy away from themed kites for that reason. That being said, this kite definitely embraces its kitiness as well as its foxiness, and I think that's kind of a cool thing. I think what killed me is when I saw that at the end of this bushy tail, it has a little white end, right? Like a fox. Adorable, right? So it's fairly simple to assemble, fairly cheap. It also flies in fairly light wind, down to probably like 5 or 6 miles an hour. I would not describe it as a high-wind kite, though. It's not built super robustly, and so in anything above 20 miles an hour, certainly, I would not fly this kite. It looks adorable. It's a very fun kite. You can remove the tail and attach more tail or a different tail. I've also attached more tail to it in an effort to quell one of its problems or part of its cuteness. Because this is a radius shape and there is no single point that kind of leads the kite like a delta, it will tend to rock in the sky back and forth and it kind of bounces on this tail. So I had a theory that maybe adding some more tail would help reduce that. I think it does a little bit, but almost always this kite has this kind of rocking motion to it. The most frustrating thing about that is getting it off the ground can be a little bit tough because it will try to rock and it will rock right into the ground. But once it's airborne, it flies very well. That kind of like rocking motion definitely is part of the character that the kite has, which is a little bit silly, a little bit cartoonish, and a little bit adorable. And I think it's all of those things. It's reasonably well built. Like I said, I probably wouldn't fly it in above 20 miles an hour. And it comes with reasonable packaging, and it's pretty fun to fly. So if you're also into that kind of level of kiting where you're no longer into the kind of look like an F-14, but you want something kind of cute and adorable, this is definitely fits that kind of niche. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of themed kites. I think they're kind of bad excuses, they're bad compromises between things, and I would like a kite to embrace its full kitiness. That being said, again, I think this is embracing its kitiness really quite well, and it has a fun theme. So I think it's doing something pretty fun here. The kind of bouncing action that it has is unfortunate sometimes, but it's also part of the character of the kite. You know, once it's in the air, it moves around, and that adds to its character. It adds to its kind of slyness. And for that, I think it's actually a pretty fun kite. Again, for $30, I think it honestly could work as a low-wind specialist for you, because it does fly in that 4, 5, 6 mile an hour range, and it flies in those light winds even better than it flies in high wind. So again, unlike most themed kites that really, because they're compromising their kiteness with their theme. They tend to be high wind kites. This one actually tends to be a low wind kite for me. But good fun either way. Looks great in the sky. Always brings out the giggles in any group of people who walk by. Yeah, it's a great little kite from HQ Kites.